Hey, Savannah. Hey, Savannah.
It's connecting now.
What's up, Ernie?
Michigan. I have one of the new monitors, and thanks to Mr. Stewart, it is now registering data. So, yeah.
Go blue.
Go blue.
Chris?
I'm Chris Searles. I'm located here just outside of Atlanta, Georgia, about 20 miles east. I have one of the old monitors and it is up and running. Occasionally it would tell me it didn't get any data for 24 hours. I'll go and check it and I will hear the little fan in there just humming away, so it starts reporting again. And I have one of the newer monitors that's mounted outside of my house, and it's been running since me and Mr. Stewart got it online. So at least about 3 weeks now, or is it a month? Close to, but it's registering in just fine. Data's coming all the time.
Mara?
Hi, my name is Maura Richardson. I am here in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and I have both the old and the new monitor.
Now, who is this right here? Oh, Eleanor. She don't have a picture. Eleanor?
Hi, hello everyone. I'm Eleanor. I am a STEAM teacher in Baja California Sur in Mexico. And I am planning to work with high school students with these devices.
Okay, Marif? You're eating?
No, I'm good. Good morning, all. My name is Maraf. I'm from the University of North Texas in Denton, but I'm located in Richardson now with my family. I have both the newer monitor and the old monitor as well too, but mine is not powering up. But hope you guys are doing well this Sunday.
I sent you an email. Did you see it?
I responded back to your email, Kenneth.
Okay, I didn't see it. Okay, all right. And last but not least, Daya?
Me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi.
No, Diana.
Diana.
I'm sorry.
Who did I leave out?
Yeah.
Diane.
Hello. This is Dayani. I couldn't hear that. But my name is Dayani. I'm studying in the University of North Texas, and I'm working with Merif and also with Eleanor and several students in Mexico and different, with Dr. Ing. We're trying to get a project with the air monitor. So I'm looking forward to learn more what is the new projects and how and to finish installing more air monitors today.
Good. So
nice to meet you all.
So you see, we've got a wide range of where the monitors are located, Dr. M. There's 5 or 6 people missing. And so I know we've got one in, got a couple, 2 in California, 1 in New Mexico, 1 in Oklahoma, a couple in Maryland. We got Mexico, Costa Rica, and I think that's it. And Florida. So we've got a bunch scattered around the country, hopefully, gathering data for you. So Stan, tell us how this all started.
Okay, well, to make it short, Constant Marks, who's a doctoral student in mechanical engineering or computer engineering, has 10, 20 years of air quality work before he came to university, came to me and said, would FWOP partner with him and do a citizen science training. So we've been doing training really since 2017 summit in Costa Rica, where we built the students in their junior, senior year, built their own monitor, and we took it to Costa Rica and at our summit there with Dr. Vargas at Ketty. And then we started buying these $35 or $25 monitors, and we've had mixed success as to getting them up and running, and so and then we met Wazum and Dr. M, and he's been here a couple times, and we've had training with the new monitors, and so we're very happy to see Ken's initiative here to really take on the U.S. with his work with getting them spread across the country. We've done a little bit of work on indoor air with Samara and air pollution and so forth, active in Nepal, and we just produced a paper on that, the air quality in Nepal, and we're working on Guadalajara and various initiatives in Mexico, and I think we picked up some extra funding to secure some more monitors in the last week. So it's evolved nicely, and we just keep pecking away at it, and that's great to see that Ken's taken this and running with it. So that, I think that summarizes. Anything I'm missing, Ken?
No.
Okay.
So what did they do with the data that we got from the old monitors? What was done with the data?
Not much at all. No. And,
okay. So
the focus was sort of STEM education in a way, building monitors, learning how to build them. Air quality awareness, I think, was part of the story. So that came along, but we never got to really collecting data and comparing and contrasting. We're part of a Stuttgart initiative where 5,000 or 10,000 monitors are across Europe, and they're the old monitors, and so we were part of that initiative, which is if you look at the map on Luftdateninfo, you'll see all those monitors across Europe and over there. So that's a group of hackers or people in Stuttgart who started this as volunteer effort maybe 5 years ago or so, and that's who we partnered with, if you will, and we're initiative there. So we have produced at least one paper for the journal, Sustainable Community Review, and on the Nepal air issues, indoor and outdoor questions. Just a quick overview. So, and I can send that to you all. You could. That's at least one initiative, and we have.
Yeah. So we started partnering with Dr. Ingham a couple of years ago, and I brought 15 monitors, and I think we only got 3 working. Mm-hmm. So it became kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
So I kind of I stopped. But Dr. M lives 2 blocks from me, right? He works at Meharry College, right? So it's like I can walk down there. Right now he's in South Korea.
He's hiding in South Korea. He's trying to get away from Ken.
So it's 2 o'clock in the morning, right?
That's why I'm getting so sleepy. I cannot really focus.
All right. So we're gonna let you in. I know you're tired. So Dr. M, tell us what your vision was with these monitors and.
Okay, so you know what? I realized that I have actually a PowerPoint that I did a presentation in here. So maybe I will share the screen and then I can kind of show what I do, even it is in Korean. So you guys kind of can get the idea. So this is Korean, but I'm developing the citizen science, like the particulate matter air pollution, like the sensor network. So this is South Korea. It's pretty bad. It's severely bad, right? And then there's a lot of speculation. This is where China is, Japan and Korea, and then we have island in the close to China. And then, a lot of air pollution is coming from China, but we have suspicion, but we don't have solid data. And then also a lot of data come from the transportation and the industry. But what I found out is people are confused, but a lot of the air pollution level is way beyond the standard, like the health standard. So I said, what's happening? And then I realized it's more related with they don't have really data. without data, you cannot really tell anything. You cannot really say that how to mitigate, how to avoid, and all these issues. So what I did was, since like 2 years ago, I have a nonprofit center in here. First of all, I'm a full-time faculty at Mehery Medical College. I'm doing the data science and technology. So what I did was, my center is funded by Google. It's basically we do citizen science and technology. So I developed this kind of sensor network and sensor like the hardware and the network. So this is what high school students are creating their sensors, right? A little different than what you had before, but this is all designed with acrylic unit, and we create a firmware. So students like the map, in the park or in the air, like the subway, and this is what they did initially. This is not online. This is we call the community participatory mapping. But by doing this, we found out air pollution like PM 2.5 and 10 varies a lot depending on the which block you live in, right? So within like 100 meters or 50 meters, the level of PM 2.5 like varies a lot. A lot of times, when you have air pollution level in like Nashville or Atlanta, you said your level average shouldn't be like, more than 32 annual average, or daily 12. But that doesn't make sense. Annual average of 32, sometimes you have like 100, 200, but sometimes you have 1 or 2. So annual average may be okay, but there is a several day that, that is like super high, higher than the standard, but not just the temporal, but also spatial. If you are near the bus route or transportation route or near the construction site, it varies so much. So I realized that to find out what's happening, you need to have more data set. And also you need to identify pollution resources. And also not just reducing the air pollution, but a lot of people are not aware, what is the level of the air pollution. So for example, if you look at it, some students are measuring like this in the a park, and they think air pollution level is low because of they plant all the tree. But in Korea, it's not, because tree and then plant can only handle the small amount of particulate matter, right? For example, if tree can observe particulate matter like for 2 micromilligram, right, per day or per like the hour, but if they produce 10 like US, you have 20% reduction. But in Korea, their level is like 100 or 200. So you have like 2% reduction. The reason that the air pollution is low is because it's away from the major transportation, and there's not much of the industrial or human activity. It's not the like trees observing the particulate matter. So there is a myth. And also when I went to the like elementary school, they have like lots of plants in the classroom. So they open the window because they think they are safe. But when they open the window, when the air pollution level is really high, when we measure, like, we find out it's the same outside and inside. So knowledge and then know what is the actual air pollution level is really crucial. And then there is lots of variation by space, and also temporal too. So, we did this. So we did a lot of projects. We did like high school curriculum, and then with the school. But and then what people said is that we found out that people actually change it, their behaviors, and they are aware. So they are actually reducing the air pollution, but they also know how to protect, and also they help how to mitigate. I will show you. So this is like list of all the sensors. I think you have our latest version, but we have like Iron Man version, the small dot version, and all those DIY. We look at with the government data set, and we use a machine learning and AI to actually adjust because our small sensor, a lot of people do not really give any, credit, because the normal government sensor costs about, $50,000 or $100,000 if it is accurate, right? This small sensor costs $50 to $200. It's using the, photo kind of like the different method. So the data varies with the humidity, wind, temperatures, and then it's so-called drifting. But what we did was we have lots of data with the government data and our data set. So we were able to develop the model, how to calibrate, like adjust the data so it can reflect actual number. So we got about 95%. So, and then also not just getting the, air pollution data, we get land use, residential type, industrial type, because you need to know, depending on where you are, what location, the air pollution level is affected. So you need to put all these things in the model. So we create this one, is called so community mapping is one component, but the real-time and online data. So I can kind of show you. Yeah. Okay, so this is lab.mise.today. So this is what in United States, we have a lot of points in South Korea and the US and Costa Rica. So I heard that the lady in Michigan, like she said that she was able to actually pinpoint her location. So this is her site. Am I right? I forgot her name. Yeah. So this is her location of where her sensor is, right? So if you click it, you can see the data, real time, PM1, 2.5, 10, temperature, and humidity. You can see day and data, and then weekly data, and the monthly data, and then also you can download all the data, right? So not just this, you can look at, in theory, factory data, roof antenna data. Roof antenna is the one that you are actually using your old monitor. It's the German side, but you can pull out the information there too. So I have this, and then we have wind data too. I don't know whether it's going to work or not, but it actually shows the real-time wind and temperature and station and factory data, right? So let me just do refresh. No, this is where I am in Korea, by the way. So wind data. So this is where I am right now. Do you see wind moving? Yeah, this is real time, like the wind data. And then you have temperature data.
Yeah.
Right? And then, you have a temperature data and the wind data. But let me just show one of the things that I'm doing with my high school students. We have like let me just zoom out. Take it out. Yeah, this is one of the high school students that are doing the project. We have about the 20 sensors. We try to put 100 sensors in here. So if you look at it, so this is high school students. So some of the site is working, some of the site is not working because they are on vacation. So you have this data, right? So this is the actual raw data. What is the sensor is providing? This is our model data from the academic journal. And this green is the data that we use machine learning and AI. So it all adjusts. But you can see that they show the similar pattern. But what we did is look at this factory. So we are able to show all the factory here, right? So you have information about this, like where all the factory that might pollute. And then by looking at the wind and the factory, you can look at where all those PM, you can see who might pollute. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? So if number is still regular here, but if this monitoring station has a high number, something is fishing in here, right? Something is fish, right? So you can actually monitor what's happening in the industry, or you can see a pattern, right? And then, so there is so many different applications, how the citizen can really participate. Let me just show you something too. So, let me just take it out the wind. So this is the government facility. They have actually $100,000 sensors. So we put our sensors and we are comparing with our data and then their data. Right? So this is what we do. And then also, for example, this guy is the well-known journalist. So he put inside and outside, inside of their house and outside of their house, and then the air pollution too. So he's been monitoring, right? So this is the thing. So what we do is the USA. I hope we can do the same thing in the United States and Costa Rica and Mexico. Apparently, we need to have more data. But at least what you do is right now you have 1 or 2 cases, and then we have government data set too. So we can monitor how accurate it is and also provide the data, right, that the government cannot really provide it. I mean, hopefully they will have more sensors, hundreds or thousands of sensors. We can see who is polluting and what's happening at the local level. And then also use this one as an education and engagement, and then empowerment. Yeah. So this is US. Yeah, US, and then like kind of Mid America too, right? So I'm trying to do in US through the Sierra Club. Yeah, but I'm looking for a lot of partners. Is it enough, Ken? Or do I need to keep talking?
No, well, I mean, it sounds good to me. So
any questions or comment I can answer?
Yeah. If anybody have any questions?
Here's an idea. It seems to me that we might, as a group, sort of have somebody propose a longitudinal data collection or something that has certain dates and certain times, and just as one framework. In other words, some kind of a framework for collecting data on a certain time for our network, or somehow, or this thing you brought up with respect to indoor air and outdoor air. Maybe that would be a kind of comparing and contrasting at each site that we have, those that can participate, that have an indoor monitor and an outdoor monitor, and they figure out and they compare the two on a certain time. And we get at this question about opening the windows, sort of simple sort of issue, So picking up something like these various themes, and then who's able to participate in the network, and then we have a hypothesis, or we have a kind of description, and the project, if you will, comes out with preliminary findings or something like that. Maybe some other people have some ideas as to what would be a theme that we all could, and maybe that we should have I don't know whether it's a website, but your website, or maybe it's a kind of Facebook website where we start to make mini presentations on this network for others to learn about, and we're contrasting Atlanta with Denton, with Nashville, and what the results are. So those are my just rough ideas as to how we collect data and report out information, improving awareness somehow that this is even going on, sort of this collection of data and so forth.
What about these young people? Y'all got any ideas? Savannah, you're a scientist.
I am not doing environmental science here at the moment, but so the idea is to just use these various sampling points in order to get data that can be used to make policy decisions. Is that where we're going for, or?
Yeah,
I think so.
Sure. Yeah.
I think so. Yes. to make
So,
policy.
so what I can do is within a week, I can write down how this kind of data can be used in various different settings, right? And create like the simple, maybe 2 or 3 pages summary, what you are doing and how this information can be used for the citizen science and then also civic engagement.
Can you outline maybe a simple exercise that everybody can participate?
Yeah, we can do that. That'll be good too. Yeah. So how to download the data, because some of the school in Korea, they actually develop the curriculum and then they actually teach students, hey, why it is picking up, why it is not. So we can kind of write down some exercise too. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I mean, Dr. Ingman, yeah.
Elsie, you raising your hand?
Yes. The main limitation of getting people engaged is always to show them concrete outputs, concrete things happening.
Yeah.
I love the idea of community mapping since I heard it the first time with Danyani in Mexico when she was introducing the new monitor with Wansu. I like the idea and would love to try to implement this, at least starting with the community where I live, which is Turrialba, and engage that with a curriculum development for high school students in the community. The question that I have for you, Wansu, is right now I have probably between 6 to 8 all air monitors. Can I still do the community mapping with those old technology, or do I need to access the old new?
No, because that the old machine do not have display, right?
No.
So people cannot just go out, right? And then they cannot just pinpoint, they cannot read a number, but they cannot visit, right? So that is mainly developed for the fixed positions, sending information to the server, right? But if you want to do the community-wide assessment, you need to have something has like the display. So we can come up with some idea, right? I mean, I can send, what we have, but my problem is everything that I do has a cost, right? So we need to find out some funders or somebody who sponsor, right? Or I'm sure that as long as we kind of write down the detailed plan, right? And we can find out some sponsors.
In terms of cost, you mentioned that the monitors that we will need in order to have this specific community mapping is around $50, you said? The low range?
No, actually, that is a misunderstanding. We actually put the education and nonprofit, like we actually try to provide it at $200, right? But we can all, it because actual original cost is about the 60 or 70 just for the part and the factory component. But it has a server and then everything too, and then and the firmware. But we can figure out something. But if you can find the grant money from that can cover $200, that'll be best, right?
Yeah. If what we're talking about is that each monitor would cost $200, is what I understand?
Yeah. But you can do the community mapping where you can fix it and then you can send the signal too.
Exactly.
But we can try to figure it out. I would try to find some funding too, right?
Yeah.
So I think in a way we need to work with the trust, that we'll try to create a successful story, right? So we can either get funding, right? But there is a possibility that I might be able to get funding or you might be able to get funding. But my problem is I cannot keep doing this one, by borrowing money. I've been actually invest a lot of my personal money, right?
Yeah.
So that's the dilemma. But I'm sure that if everybody kind of know their plan and what they're trying to do, and we try to find out funding too from someplace, right? Ken has the funding in his organization, so he was able to pay, right? So it's like a similar thing.
Yeah, but just to be sure, to buy the monitor,
yeah,
not considering transportation or bring into to a place like Costa Rica. Each monitor is around $200. That's what we
Yes.
estimate. Okay, good.
And then also in Korea, when you do community mapping platform, we actually charge it, right? We actually, believe it or not, we charge actually $200,000 for this site. However, I get this class. I understand everybody. We want to develop the successful project, but when we apply for funding for any kind of foundation or something, we can put that into the budget. But right now, we try to make a successful project, right? So but this server is already built, so it's okay, right? Even you use it. But the monitor is something that I have to actually pay somebody else to develop it, right? We only develop the software and then design. We have a factory that we have to actually pay. So that's the difference, yeah.
Well, another idea is the school idea. And with Eleanor in Mexico and a few other places like your high schools in Costa Rica, maybe Maria in Costa Rica, in a sense of creating a literature with this project. That's another way to say, what are we doing with the data? Well, it could be that one focus that the team could work on is what's going on in curriculum. How is that working? And what's going on in Costa Rica, Mexico, and so forth. That could be a sub paper. And so my notion is that the project creates its own literature and its own, I guess, public relations in a way that gets the message out to a broader public. If it's citizen science, the notion is that it should be more about what we're doing. Is that fair? Is that correct?
Yeah, Donnie has her hand raised also.
Yes, I wanted just to say that Eleanor and another teacher in Mexico, her name is Juana. I don't know if she's connected right now. No, she couldn't. So they have a curriculum. I was telling Eleanor if she can show it, but I wanted to see Dr. Im, if you can, I don't know if you have any information about the curriculum. You have been working with high school students and perhaps seeing that example can merge those ideas with the Mexican teachers right now. That way, something much easier and something that it's a step-by-step seen, and more because the Eleanor and San Juana are learning how to use the air monitor, but for example, to collect the data and check different ways to analyze it, even with GIS, since they don't have information about the mapping. That will be super helpful if we can collaborate, or you can send us the curriculum they have and we can collaborate in regards to making a general rubric, and depending on what teacher or what school or however they want to work, they can make it bigger or smaller. Something else we were working on is looking for funding. So with the Rotary Club, we have presented and they are planning to fund us a little bit on that, or school. Some of our organizations in our school also funding as well. So we're looking on that in a small portion. Our plan is to get a minimum of 10 air monitors, but then our goal is to get more, but just to start. And then the other part is in regards with the air monitor mapping. Could you ever, or if you have information about community mapping, we can look at your curriculum, or if you have any workshops, we can invite students to do so as well. I think that's something that will be very impactful for us.
I think two things is that I can communicate with the Korean teachers in here, how they put the curriculum in the, this air pollution information as part of the class. But another thing is, if there's anybody who can help within this group, can do the research how that air pollution is being taught at the, especially with the sensor data from the elementary and the middle school and the high school, right, in relationship with the, this environmental education or citizen science, and then we can kind of develop the curriculum based on that first. Now I forgot the second question that Diane that you mentioned. I was trying to write it. What was it? The second question?
Mapping, I think mapping.
It was about community mapping. If you
Yeah. So we have information. I don't have like lots of the document in English, but I can send some. Yeah. And then right now I'm working with the teachers group in here, try to develop curriculum with the community mapping with the various sector of the subject. Yeah.
if you have any opportunities, you can forward some meetings if you are able, just to the professors in Mexico, Eleanor, or in San Juana can join the just in English and they speak.
Maybe I can write down some case study. I mean, I have some case study, but it's one in the Maryland. What they're doing is they're mapping all the tree and insect and animal and amphibian, right? And then try to look at the biodiversity, and they look at the global, like the climate change too, because climate change affects the biodiversity of your neighborhood. So that is one project. And then another project that I think some students did, like mapping all the mosquito breeding site. So there is several science project that I can kind of put it, right? And then I can share. But again, I need some help who can help me like organizing, because I have, this is like quasi like my hobby. It's not really my schoolwork, right? And then even I have a center in South Korea. So if somebody can help, like, assist me, that'll be really great, because I have limited amount of time to organize those cases and write up and then, summarize.
Maybe the team can help with a survey instrument for the school.
Yeah.
That would be a simple sort of exploratory survey that goes out to those that are involved in schools. So, elementary, middle school, high school, So.
Dr. Im, if you can show us the curriculum the teachers are working in Korea and the ones you're here, we can organize with with Eleanor and the Future with the Poverty chapter, because we meet every Saturday and we can talk about it and discuss how to make it happen.
So,
because Eleanor, sorry, Dr. Im, it's because Eleanor already has her curriculum to teach this, but we were talking about implementing new ideas of how you're doing it, and I think the more ideas people have, the better and more concrete.
Okay, I will find from the teachers and then ask information.
Mm-hmm. The other question, Dr. Im, by any chance, do you know anything about National Geographic? Because we found there is a grant that they fund. It's called That's Geography. And the purpose is to implement ideas of geography. And I was thinking perhaps you were interested on that, or if you had any information about it, because it's to make curriculum or mapping or anything like that. So that's something that we're looking at as well.
As a grant source, right?
As a grant source, and also as to create the curriculum.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Good session here. You got any more questions for Dr. M? Because look like he's getting ready to fall asleep on us.
Yeah, my eyelid is getting like really heavy.
Dr. M, can we
it's
contact?
Like 3 a.m.
Sorry, can we contact you directly by email with some
email
follow-up?
me. Yeah,
Okay.
Email me. The best way is actually through the Facebook message. So you can. I mean, if you want to email, I will send my Facebook like the place.
Okay.
So if you're active on Facebook, Facebook messages.
I have your email. I'll send it to everybody. Can I do that?
Yeah, please do that. Yeah.
Right. So that way you can ask some questions on your own.
Dr. Im, the other question is, some of the air monitors have problems with the cable. They don't turn on. Is it the cable, or what are we doing wrong?
I can send another cable.
Yeah, we tried to get Maurice on yesterday, and she her monitor didn't come on, right? She plugged it up, right? And it still didn't work. I asked her today to plug it into a computer, and it didn't come on. So it may be the cord. So if it's the cord,
sometimes it's your cord. Yeah, you just need to replace. Yeah.
right? Where can we get
Because
the cord
all-
at?
Yeah. Actually, those cords you can buy from the Amazon too, if it is faster.
Okay. And, all right. Send me the dimension. I mean
Yeah. So
all right,
it's really cheap. Yeah.
And sometimes they're just at the stores here in town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So we'll do one or two things. I have one extra one here. I have one indoors and outdoors. All right. So if we can't get hers working, I will send her mine. All right. And then when you come back to the station, you just replace mine.
Yeah.
Ken, we might try to. We have some extra wires here, so maybe.
Yeah. Let's do the wires first.
Yeah, I have wires with me.
Okay.
But
another thing is I will order through the Amazon. I know which one it is, and then I can send to Ken's address.
Yeah, send it to me. Send it to me.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the. So if it doesn't work, how soon can you get her the cord?
Probably this week, I guess. And do you meet with her? You all meet?
yeah, we can do so.
Okay. Well, as soon as you try the new cord and it doesn't work, let me know and I'll send you mine. Okay. And then you'll send me yours, and then when Dr. M comes back, I'll get it replaced.
Yeah. I can send it through the Amazon too. Don't worry.
Okay. Any other questions for Dr. M?
You know what? Let me go back to sleep.
Go back
It's
to
like
sleep. Thank you,
3
guys.
a.m. here. Thank you, guys.
All right. I will send you his email address.
Dr. Ian, thank you very much and have a good night.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
everybody.
Thank you so much.
Kenneth, thank you very much for organizing this.
Good.
Yeah, very nice.
I hope to see you next year when we come to Costa Rica.
I'm sure. Let's
Okay.
keep us all healthy.
All right.
Bye-bye.